What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. My name's Drew. I'm here with Brooklyn in episode 191. It is June 19th. The NBA Finals and the Stanley Cup are over, so it is baseball season. The NFL is around the corner. But as you guys know, the NBA never sleeps. There's never an off season because they are always so drama-filled. It is insane. What's going on, brother? How you doing? How we living? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday.
Happy
Doing
Father's
good, dog.
Day, everybody.
Happy Father's Day, happy Juneteenth.
Yes, sir. It's a nice holiday weekend.
Yeah, it's dope. You do anything yesterday?
I worked, so I made some money. That was cool. Juneteenth,
Fair enough.
also a federal holiday now. So shout out
Big shout
to
out.
the U.S. government for that. And now people get off of work officially if you have like jobs that you get off for federal holidays on. So shout out. Go celebrate Juneteenth if you guys are not
Yeah.
already, which means you have time to listen to this. So click it, link it, like, and subscribe if you aren't already. Come on now. While you're at it, go follow us at Spectators Media. It's just too easy, man. We're going to get into this because there's a lot of stuff. Obviously, the NBA Finals happened last week. They ended on Monday. I want to give a big virtual high five to you and myself because Nuggets in 5, we called it. I said it before the Heat even won their series. I said it didn't matter who won. It was going to be a gentleman's sweep. It was. They were dominant. Despite them not even playing their best basketball at times, they were dominant. Nikola Jokic, Finals MVP. One of the cooler things to happen with this, too, is that the post-game Nikola Jokic was furious George that he had to stay for this parade on Thursday or Friday. Yeah, Thursday. And he's like, "Oh, I need to go home. I need to feed the horses. Like, I need to leave." And I've never seen somebody I've never seen the best player on a team care so little about winning. Like, this is what you did the whole season to do this, and he was like, whatever." And then
Everybody was like, this is just a 9 to 5 for Jokic.
it literally is like, this is just his day job. It's like, I
Yeah.
guess like, cool for him. And then he's the pinnacle of work life balance. Like, he likes his job a little bit and he's good at it, but like, he still wants to go live his life that he's choosing. So shout out to that. Just because he's an athlete, this isn't like his whole life that it's centered around it. And I really like that about
That's
him.
cool.
It's very relatable, right?
And he was so calm, cool, collected
He
too.
was chilling.
Right after the game ended, shook the hands of every Heat player.
Yeah, good
You
job.
don't see
GGs.
that in sports.
GGs.
Like, shout out hockey, because at the end of a series,
They always
they
do,
all
yeah.
line up.
Yeah.
You just don't see it.
I mean,
So,
they do it
big
in
shout out.
basketball. They high five, but it's nothing.
Yeah, but after an NBA Finals, you're just
you're
up in
distraught.
arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not caring about going. It
Yeah.
didn't even seem like they really celebrated. It was just all right.
The only one that celebrated for real was like Aaron and Jamal. They were litty. They were
Bro.
litty. They were litty. But I do, before we get fully into it, just want to throw my not semi-annual, because I do it way too often, KD slander out there. KD makes his whole life, his whole everything about him is basketball. And Jokic won a championship without like the help that KD required to win it. So KD, get wrecked. You need Steph. Steph doesn't need you. You're a bum. Third bozo ratio. Oh yeah, and Jokic beat you in 6, so L. That just felt right. Okay, Jokic doesn't care. This is just what he does, and he'd be a baller like that. He's an NBA Finals champion. He's an NBA Finals MVP. He's a 2-time MVP. Should have been a 3-time in a row MVP. And the biggest loser, you know what's actually crazy? We came into this playoffs and we said who has the most and the least to gain from this playoffs. I remember specifically saying I don't think Jimmy has a lot to gain, or lose rather, because he's already playoff Jimmy and like he's an 8 seed, all that. Giannis is already a Finals MVP, 2-time MVP. He doesn't matter so much. We said a couple of guys, and we said Embiid had like the most to lose of everybody in this playoffs, and boy did he lose it all.
Yeah.
Like, he won the MVP and he was really good this year. I don't think he should have won it, but a lot of people were like, gave it to him. He was great, whatever, right? So he wins his MVP. And he was pretty bad in the playoffs. And he changed the way he plays in the playoffs. And then you look at Jokic, and he played the same, and he was maybe even better than he was in the regular season. And Finals MVP, he wins it all. And if there was ever an argument between the two, it's dead. It's dead. And I've thought it's been dead for years, but it is dead.
Yeah, like Embiid, I've always looked at that he could be a dominant center, and that's cool, but you're just not on the same caliber as Jokic.
No.
You're just not.
No.
You can't move.
And that's
like
okay.
him.
That's okay.
It's fine. It's fine. But there comes a point where you're not him.
There's
Literally.
levels. There are levels. And Jokic is a guy who is already, as a 28-year-old, a top 25 player to ever play the game of basketball. Already.
Yeah.
There are not 25 players who have more accolades and accomplishments and are just better when you watch them play than Jokic at this point. And Embiid is not quite in even that remote conversation. So, I mean, it's not a bad thing. Again, it's like, it's one of those really weird things that basketball is like, if you're not the best, you're the worst. And it's like, whatever. But
Embiid needs a change of scenery too. Just get out of Philly.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know where you go. Just get out of Philly.
I'm willing to give him a season without Doc Rivers. And I know this is going to be a second or third head coach, but obviously the first few years were trash. And then Doc's been there for the last 4 years now. I'm willing to give him a season in his prime without Doc, and then we'll readjust. We'll come back to it.
And it's not even that though. Like, I just feel like with everything that's happened with him, the Sixers, the
process,
staff, the whole process, just it's run its course. We've seen it. We trusted it. It didn't pan out.
I mean, it panned a little bit, just not into a championship. The process was good. The Sixers were horrible for 20 years.
Yeah, and now they're even talked about. So it's great. But just as a player like him, I think for his benefit, just starting fresh somewhere might be the best thing for him.
Okay.
Is that going to happen? I don't think so.
Probably not. At least, again, not this offseason. That's not a this offseason thing. They still have a window, and they're going to figure it out. And then maybe next year, if it doesn't pan out again, if they're a first-round exit, there's a real conversation. But I don't think that winds up happening, and unless, just the team kind of implodes, which, hey, who's
But that's the thing. It would suck for you go through a whole another season, and then you got to deal with that all over again. So,
I completely agree, but let's not derail from the champs, because that's a team that has done everything pretty much right. They have their max contract guys. They have one of the best duos that the game has currently, which is crazy because Jamal is really good, and I love Jamal Murray, but he's not a top tier guy, but he really steps it up when they need him, and he's even elevated his game when they've needed. I've never seen Jamal be a facilitator and a playmaker the way he was in these finals, and that was very impressive. Not the fact that he did it, because some guys do elevate, but the fact that he was even capable of being the playmaker that he was for the last 2.5 series was very impressive to me. So shout out to Jamal. This team's young.
Sure.
This team's really, really young. Again, Jokic is only 28. I think Jamal's 28. Aaron Gordon's in his late 20s. These guys are all young, and obviously salary cap's gonna eventually become an issue. And if they need more free agents, it's gonna be an issue. But they got a 2, 3, 4 year window where with this core, and obviously you're going to have to subtract a piece, a 2, a shooter, a 3-and-D, a rotational guy. That's how the league kind of works. You rotate in some of those guys. But they have an opportunity to be Warriors-esque.
Yeah. I mean, to the caliber of how Warriors players were, Steph and Clay, no. But you look at it in a different way though, because now obviously Jokic has a chance to be better than Steph all the time. Yeah,
just does.
but I'm saying like compared in their own way
yeah.
because you can't compare them.
No,
Just one to one.
No.
It's impossible. But they have their Steph. Murray, if he keeps it up, you got your Clay. Now
Aaron Gordon's low key a Draymond with how he defends.
He's a Draymond.
He's not Draymond, but like the way they kind of
Yeah.
use him, he's a defender first.
Yeah.
And then he's also a capable scorer.
So it's gonna be interesting. It's really gonna be interesting. I really want to see what happens with this. But I don't think I really disagree with that.
Yeah, and I mean
I
you
don't,
gotta
like I could see them getting back to the finals again next year.
and that's the thing too. It's like obviously winning multiple finals is very, very difficult.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
being in the conversation and being a team that like you could see in the conference finals at least every year. Like that's really the barometer I have because getting to the conference finals every single year or being a game or two away from it is about as dynasty like as you can be in the NBA, especially with how loaded the West always seems to get. Whenever one team in the West wins the championship, the other teams like retool like crazy and they like knee jerk reaction like hell. And we already seen one of them. The Phoenix Suns, who got kind of blown out by the Nuggets. I know it's a 6-game series, but they really got blown out. Yeah. They went and they made a gigantic trade and essentially got Bradley Beal for pennies on the dollar, which that must have been the most logistical nightmare of a trade ever. Bradley Beal, $47 million contract. He's on a supermax. A no-trade clause with the Wizards. So not only do you got to deal with the no-trade clause and the money, but you got to deal with an incompetent organization trying to off him. And then you got to deal with the Suns who have like, how do we make this work? We have to put Chris Paul in this deal. We just have to because the rumors of him getting cut last week were not true. Which that was kind of crazy. There was a second where we thought Chris Paul got like DFA'd. When he was just like owed like $25 million if they cut him, which is crazy. So he winds up getting off. It's what was it? Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, a couple of seconds into pick swaps. I'm imagining the pick swaps have to be like a first to a second. Because if not, and maybe and maybe that those details are out there, but like if not, the Wizards really, really just fumbled the bag. Because there's no way that you give up a guy who led the league in scoring just last season for second round picks. Like the times that second round picks even become rotational players is incredibly low. You're not drafting a Draymond Green, especially when you're the Washington Wizards. You know how many of their draft picks have panned out over the last years? Bradley Beal. That's it. And so... And that was Bradley Beal was what, the third overall pick? It was like the third or the fifth. He was like he was a high lottery pick.
Yeah, I don't remember.
So like those second round picks don't work out too well. Chris Paul is gonna get flipped because he's an aging star that they don't want to give that money to.
Yeah, and there's no reason to keep him there. Like
there's no reason. Clearly they're rebuilding, so there's no reason to have Chris Paul there, right?
No.
Fine. Landry Shamet, sure, he'll play for them. He might start for them. Cool. He's not that good. He's okay. He's an NBA player, right? He's fine.
He's a cool little depth piece.
Yeah, he's an NBA player. And you know, he's a great NBA player when you're trying to tank. Like, that's a guy you want starting when you're tanking. I'll tell you what. Like, you know. So, but I think this deal is really, really crazy because when's the last time we saw an all NBA caliber player traded for anything less than like 3 first-round picks?
It's wild, dog.
And there's not a single first-round pick in here. So first of all, kudos to the Suns for making this deal happen without giving up any first. Not that they had any to give up, but without giving up any first. They got rid of the Chris Paul contract, which is a terrible contract. Somehow a worse contract than this Bradley Beal one. Yet, even in a fleecing of a trade, they still somehow lose. Because a fantastic trade, they're going to win a lot of regular season games. Because they have the best scorer I've ever seen. Devin Booker, who's becoming the best 2-guard in the league. And now they have Bradley Beal, who, again, led the league in scoring last year.
Yeah.
He's not going to lead the league in scoring ever again, especially with these guys on his team. They are all ball dominant guys, which sucks. So now you're running into the Brooklyn Nets issue that KD was just part of. Now he wants to run it back.
And we all know how that worked out.
Now, thankfully, Bradley Beal's a cool dude. He's a very chill, very to himself guy. Devin Booker just sometimes likes getting with celebrities. Outside of that, he's pretty to himself. So the drama of this team is probably like like such a large fraction of what it was in Brooklyn with the personalities there and everything. But you deal with a different issue now, and that's the luxury tax. The Suns have 5 players signed going into next season. They literally do not have a role player on the bench. They don't have a bench player. And they are over the luxury tax. It's like $170 million in 5 players.
It's crazy. Because you go ahead and look at Denver, and everybody that matters is coming back. It's coming back. And you got to imagine that they're going to go get somebody. That's going to make this team.
Whether it's a
more
3-point guy, whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it ends up being. But they have room to make that happen. You look at the Suns, and to me, the Suns are probably, right now, just without anything happening, are going to be the ones that Denver has to go through, right? I don't think the Clippers are next season. I don't think Memphis.
I'm going to say the Clippers because I really would like to see the Clippers healthy. But like we've said that every year, and they're not going to be healthy, so like whatever.
Like, I'm not going to bank on that.
If the teams are healthy, it's the Clippers. But yeah,
yeah. But I'm just not going to bank on that. We've never seen it.
No, it's not going to happen either.
Just ever. It doesn't exist.
It's not going to happen either. It's not going to happen.
So you're going to go through Phoenix. Where's the depth? Where are you getting these players from? Who are you getting? What are you getting them for?
Because that's the biggest issue. Again, they have 5 players rostered, right? You have to have like 11. Like, say they need 6 players. That means they need to get 6 players to fit under the new second apron from the new CBA. And I don't remember exactly what their number looks like right now. I think they're at like 170. And the new CBA is like 171.9. So they have to get 6 players under 1.9 million to stay under the CBA. Or even if that's not the exact number, that's more or less the gymnastics they're going to have to go through. And they don't have draft picks, so they can't get these rookies. They have no draft capital. And now they have to pray that Carmelo comes out of retirement, that Jimmer Fredette comes back for a half a season, that Dwight Howard's willing to give up recruiting for the Shanghai Sharks, or whatever team he's actually on. Shout out to Dwight, though. That recruiting is really funny. It's really good.
Yeah.
And like, it's gonna, like, this is the most difficult job I will ever see an organization have to do, to create a roster to where KD, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker don't have to play 48 minutes a game.
This is the typical 2K roster that you turn off, like, trade declines and all that.
Yeah.
You just get the contracts, and now you're just maxed out on money with nobody on the team.
And obviously in 2K, there's no like penalties, like whatever. Luxury tax, who cares?
And I mean, they don't care about the luxury tax.
I mean, they care about the second apron. That new second apron is brutal. So like that, they do not.
They don't care.
Well, they're gonna have to figure out a way to care.
They got to figure it out.
47 million for Bradley Beal and 46 million for KD.
It's crazy, dog. It's crazy.
Or is
it
KD or Booker?
Players.
One of the two.
I don't
remember. It's one of the two. The other is 36. So it's 47, 46, 36.
Yeah. KD. But
Jesus Christ.
You got these 3 guys, and how you expect them to go ahead and run the gauntlet for 90
in the regular
games
season?
Together?
Sure.
But that's the thing. You got to look at 90 plus games.
If one of these guys gets hurt, they get swept in the first round.
Yeah. Easy.
They might lose in the play-in.
Easy.
And, like, that's no disrespect to KD or Booker or Beal or whoever of the 3 is there. But, like, if you just play an 82-game season And then you have to go play a playoff team when you have when you're now say let's just again Beal is hurt, and then they've already had veteran minimums as their fill-in point guard and their fill-in 6th, 7th, 8th man, right? Now you have veteran minimum Isaiah Thomas and the ghost of Iman Shumpert starting in a playoff game and having to give you 36 minutes. You're not winning that game. You're not winning that game. And I mean, that's like all the respect in the world to those guys too, but like you're just not, because they can't be on a court for that long and defend at the highest level. Because like, what if they have to play the Lakers in the play-in? Because that's what happened this year. Or if they get who was the first round matchup? They played the Clippers in the first round this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not stopping anybody on the Clippers with that type of team. It's not happening. So they have a lot of questions, but I think the trade is cool. And if they can manage to find the right guys, I don't know who it is. Maybe it is Isaiah Thomas. Maybe it is Carmelo or whoever it is. If they can find guys,
really hope that you could Frankenstein this roster.
They have to. And you know what? It's possible. It's definitely possible. Just they gotta Frankenstein it and hope those pieces are like not rusted and dusted. Like, it's tough. It's very difficult. It's very, very, very difficult. And I am actually rooting for them to do it. I hate KD and I hate Devin Booker, but like if they can make that work, this would be one of the more impressive GM jobs I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And clearly the talent's there. It's just like it didn't fill any of their needs. They needed 3-point shooting. They needed depth. They didn't get either. And they needed defense. And they got none of the three in this trade. None of the three. Bradley Beal was a horrible defender. He is not a good 3-point shooter. he can't space the floor at all. He's one man, so he's not depth either. So, yeah, there's my rant. I just thought it was funny. Like, I saw the deal, and I was like, what the?
And also, you got the question mark of, like, DeAndre Ayton, too.
DeAndre Ayton without Chris Paul, I'm not kidding, might turn into Mason Plumlee.
Like, what?
And that's his ceiling. I think his ceiling might be Mason Plumlee. He is not a good player.
And there's been so much like weird turmoil with that team and him.
Yeah.
Like, does he stay? Does he go? Is he getting traded? What happens? Like, I'm sure he's gonna stay.
If they can trade him,
their power to keep him.
If they can trade him, that would be the biggest like W for the organization, because I think DeAndre Ayton's fine. He's not a max player. Clearly, he's not a max player.
He's a good player.
He's not a max player. He's making max money.
I know.
And he's not a max player.
32 mil next year.
That's a lot of money for a guy who in the playoffs vanishes and his defense vanishes, and now he doesn't have his pick and roll option. Well, how much? What was his points per game last year? Was it like 13, 14, I think? He's probably like a 50% shooter. Like, he's not that good. Like, he's really not that good.
He had,
I can look this up too.
18 points a game.
Okay, that's actually okay. So that was actually a really good regular season for him.
Yeah, 18, he had
18 flat on 58%. 58% field goal percentage is not good from a big man, typically anyway. And now he's not going to have Chris Paul on that pick and roll. So he's going to have to either have a KD run pick and roll or somebody else. And that somebody else is going to have to be some dude off the street, veteran minimum again. So I expect a like large regression offensively from DeAndre Ayton this year. And so trading him would actually be like peak. That would be awesome. Because then if they trade him, they're probably getting a guy or two and a pick or two.
You got to hope that you get two guys, like get people, don't get draft picks, and then get the draft picks on top.
Yeah.
But
he's not even that, like, his value is not even that high either. Plus you have to offset the contract. So like you're not getting that much for Ayton like you would have 2 years ago.
Nah.
So again, it's a weird thing. I know we spent a lot of time about the Suns, but like this is like one of the weirder trades I've ever seen. And it's kind of fun. It's a big three. Big threes don't work anymore. So like, I don't know.
This is a super offensive big three.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, this might be the best offensive big three probably ever, but like also
this
not
this
because
is
like
what
the spacing doesn't work, but like
yeah, if this works, this is everything that the Nets wanted it to be.
might be better.
Just
Think this is better or worse? I think it's worse historically, but in its current form better, if that makes sense. Like Harden was obviously on the decline offensively, although he's super valuable as a non-scorer, obviously, right? Same as Kyrie, he's valuable as a non-scorer, but he's also like, is Kyrie a better scorer than Devin Booker? Maybe,
I feel like
probably not.
creating his own shots and like creating space on his own. Yes, just because of his handles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I definitely put Kyrie over
Kyrie
Booker
might
on
be one of
that
the
end.
best shot creators I've ever seen. So
Yeah,
yeah,
Kyrie's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Like
He's,
we
yeah,
can't knock what he does.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it's
But
just
Devin Booker's a pretty good shot creator too. I think the size
no, he is.
factors into it too. Like obviously Kyrie has to
Yeah.
create more because he's a much smaller guy. So I don't know. That's an interesting conversation to have. I feel like we can do a whole debate on that. We need to get some stats and figure out which of those offensive. What's the best offensive big three of all time? That could be a cool little thing we do.
At Spectators Media.
Yeah.
Check it out in the next couple days. We'll get that.
We'll get some research out there. That sounds like a really good TikTok. But yeah, enough about the Suns. Actually, real quick, they do trade Chris Paul. He's going to the Wizards. That completes the trifecta. I don't know if you saw that tweet. The trifecta of the washed point guards. John Wall, Clippers, Rockets, Wizards. Russell Westbrook, Clippers, Rockets, Wizards. Chris Paul, Clippers, Rockets, Wizards. Hell yeah. The trifecta, baby. They are all washed, clearly. Although Russ was pretty good in the playoffs, so shout out to that. There is a rumor right now that the Clippers would like a reunion with Chris Paul. I imagine to make that happen, that's like, hey, Washington, take the whole contract, and we'll take him off your hands. That way you'll lose more games, but we don't have to pay him. It would be something like that.
Also, one little nugget before we dip out of the Suns. Isaiah Todd is in that trade package. He was the 31st pick in 2021.
That was their fifth guy, so they literally don't have a starting five. Nice. They don't have a starting five now, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, that's awesome. They don't have a starting unit. Oh man, that's so funny. Yeah, I think Chris Paul over in the Clippers could be like halfway decent as long as he's not playing big minutes, and then like as long as they don't expect him to be playing in the playoffs, then like we're good. You know, like if they're expecting Chris Paul to be an impact player in the playoffs, shelf that. Put it to no, not happening. Not happening.
Yeah, that's tough.
Nico texted us yesterday, and I didn't have the energy to respond because it was late and I just got off of work. But he said like, Chris Paul, legend, never won a ring. That's like so sad, or something to that tune, right? And my response was gonna be like, yeah, he never won a ring because it's his fault because he's a bum. He blew a 3-1 lead to the Warriors and like perpetually got hurt every time his team was like in a position to win.
Yeah,
It's his fault. That Clippers team with him and Chris Paul or him and Blake Griffin and DeAndre could have won a championship. They could have.
they could have won a couple.
They could have.
Like they were disgusting.
They were really good. Jamal Crawford on that team was disgusting. They could have, but they didn't. Whatever.
That was a big three in itself.
Yeah, it was a weird big three, but it was a big three.
It was because you got DeAndre, Blake, and Chris Paul. Like you tell somebody that now,
weird.
and it's like,
yeah, it's gross. Yeah,
Blake
and
Griffin?
it was prime DeAndre. So DeAndre was like the best center in the league for like 2 years, which is a gross sentence to say, but
yeah.
Hey, Blake Griffin's still a Hall of Famer somehow. The NBA Hall of Fame is the lowest bar of all time, but
if you could jump over IKEA, put him in.
The hood of a Kia. Don't forget the hood of a Kia. Don't ever
Bro,
the
dip side of it, too.
downside of the Kia. Don't ever forget the fraudulent Kia jump because it was fraudulent. I will say we still talk about it, so shout out.
It's a spectacle.
It was a
It's all for the
spectacle, and it
spectacle.
was stupid. Oh man! Again, shout out to Denver Nuggets and Jokic, best player in the world, championship. It's good to see. Hopefully, he's home with his horses now. But he did enjoy his time at the parade and everything, and that was really cool to see. He wanted to leave. He enjoyed himself. He said, "This is like the best day of my life." I was like, "You want to win this again, huh? You want to do this again?" So maybe
He got
imagine
taste.
that. Imagine next year he just comes out with a fire. He's like, "I want that parade again." And now he's just putting up 34 a game.
Yeah, because at the parade, he was like, I don't want to leave.
That would be pretty crazy. Just he wants to do it again and just has the best regular season of all time. That could be pretty cool. I'm just saying.
Shout out Jokic, man.
Shout out Jokic. What a cool dude. What a cool dude.
I love him.
We're going to switch gears because, like we said, it is pretty much just NFL and NBA time. But we're not ready to talk about the NFL because I don't
We
care
are not
about
talking about
OTAs.
minicamp.
I don't care about minicamp. I don't care about OTAs at all. Give us like 3 weeks. Give me till at least July before I start talking about the NFL, like actually. So
I am excited though, because like the Jets, we got
I'm
something.
happy you're excited. I'm not. I don't know
I'm,
what to
you
say.
hate
I'm not.
Aaron Rodgers. I don't expect
Oh, not
you
about the
to-
Jets. No, just in general. The
Oh.
Jets are going to be good. I think the Jets will be good. Aaron Rodgers is a bum though. I will pray on his downfall.
Well,
That is
that-
still
I'm expecting
that'll never change. That'll
I'm
never
expecting
change.
it.
Yeah.
It sucks because Jew was a closet Jet fan.
I still am. I just hope you guys win and he throws 4 picks. And like maybe
That's
breaks
fair.
a collarbone. Like I could be down with that.
Hmm.
That's all I was saying. Respectfully. Well, not really to him, to the team, to the organization, respectfully. You know. But so we'll talk about that in the coming weeks as we get a little bit closer. But it's the MLB time. Again, we mentioned the All-Star break is coming up. We're not going to get into that fully yet. Just because we got a couple weeks still. I think when is the All-Star game? I think it's like middle of July, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me do a quick
Yeah,
search.
I think it's in the middle of July. So we got about a month until that becomes an ordeal.
It
but
is July 11th.
I'm so good. So good. So yeah, next week or the week after feels like a good time. Next episode will be like the 26th. So yeah, too easy. Perfect. Look at that.
We'll probably do our all-star voting for that.
Yeah, we'll do that next week, and we'll get a real good MLB episode in with some some research and all that good stuff. But we did want to bring a new segment to you guys. We see it all the time on TikTok and all that stuff. We've been trying to figure out a way to incorporate it. We're like, oh, well, why not just incorporate it? It's like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
MLB trivia, squares. There is the website. What is the website called?
Immaculate Grid.
ImmaculateGrid.com. It's essentially Wordle, where every day there's a new grid and you fill it out. You get 9 guesses to try and be perfect on it. Really fun concept. I hate that you only get the 9 guesses. Like yesterday, I did my second one and it went 8 for 9. But the one I got wrong wasn't even wrong. He was just a minor leaguer, so he never technically played with the Blue Jays. I was a little upset. Damn you, Jordan Groshans. But I like these. And this is, I think, a really good test for me because like I have decent knowledge for sports, especially for players. But like once you get before like the 90s, I get really choppy in pretty much every sport. So it does become a little bit difficult to get some intersecting teams. But Brooke, I am ready for some MLB 4s or 9 square.
And he hasn't seen this.
Yeah,
So
I'm specifically making sure we don't see him.
Yeah. I'm about to pull this up right now. So I'm going to go ahead, give him a quick little second to check this out. This is the first time he's seeing this.
This is the first time I'm seeing
quirky. This is a little quirky one, too.
Is that 200 hits or 250 hits? It's a little hard for me to read.
200 plus hits
in a season. Okay, let's start there.
Yes.
Jose Altuve and the Astros.
Yes.
Okay, nice.
So,
we can also go St. Louis. I'll just go with the 2,000 or 200 hits. Let's just knock that out. Albert Pujols. Actually, don't do Pujols because that's going to be LA, the Dodgers in St. Louis. So we're doing that.
Okay.
Yeah, so Pujols is St. Louis and the Dodgers. Altuve is the Astros and the hits. St. Louis and 200 hit season. There's a couple of guys that could be Stan Musial. Really?
Nope.
St. Louis Cardinals 200 hit seasons. Ozzie Smith, the Wizard.
Also, when I was looking this up, a little nugget.
Okay.
One season, there was 3 guys that hit for 200 hits.
For the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was
It was
definitely like
1963.
Yeah, that was yeah. So is that not Ozzy?
No.
He's not in the 60s, but
Nah.
Stan didn't do it. That's actually so weird. Lou Brock? What is happening?
From the research I got, it was only
I don't believe you. We're gonna move on because I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Those guys had to have done it once.
I'm gonna do another fact check on
Those
it.
guys had to have do it once. So I'm gonna let you cook over there. Astros Rockies. I don't know Rockies players.
It was weird.
I don't know Rockies players at all. Like at all. Astros Dodgers. That could be kind of easy. Yordan Alvarez for Astros Dodgers.
Okay, I was faded with the
Yeah.
Cardinals, so
Yeah.
I was looking it up before and it wasn't popping up.
No,
but
we're
you
good.
got
It's
it.
okay. Stan Musial. I'm pretty sure all 3 of those guys have done it multiple times, so we're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
You're
Okay.
cooking. You're cooking.
I'm cooking. Astros Dodgers. We're gonna go with Yordan Alvarez. It's not gonna count technically on if I was doing this online, but he was a Dodger. He was part of a trade, so
Let's see if it pops up here.
he was definitely a Dodger. So it's a yes for me. it was 100%. And then we'll move to Twins Dodgers.
They didn't give it.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but it's true. It's a yes. The Twins ones are weird. I don't know like anybody in Twins history. Joe Mauer, 200 hits. Easy. 200 hits in a season for the Twins. 200. Twins, Rockies. Dude, who played for the Rockies that isn't on the Rockies anymore? Like, who? That is actually.
So also Mauer did not hit for 200 hits.
I just don't believe you anymore.
I even typed it in.
Morneau, Kirby Yates. The other, or not Kirby Yates, Kirby Puckett. Kirby Yates, that's ridiculous.
Kirby Puckett.
Kirby Puckett. Okay.
Kirby Puckett actually did it
He did it a couple times. Yeah.
5 times.
Yeah, he did it a couple times. Kirby was that guy. Kirby was, in fact, that gentleman. Okay, so we got all the 200 hits. Nice. I don't have any of the Rockies. We're missing the Twins LA Dodgers. Twins Dodgers. There's got to be a couple of pitchers. Kenta Maeda. Nice. Yeah, Kenta Maeda. Let's go. Bagging them. Okay, so just the Rockies, dude. I don't know who in the world played for the Rockies that like I'm trying to just think of like Rockies players like Cargo. Did Larry Walker play for the Cardinals? Is Larry Walker the Rockies Cardinals guy or one of them?
Let's check.
I feel like that might be. I feel like he did.
Cardinals, Larry Walker.
I feel like you did.
No. Actually, hold on.
I think he did.
Yes.
I think he did.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
played
Nice.
in
Bank it. Yes.
1995 to 2004.
Ooh, okay. Look at that. I thought he was a Cardinal. Nice. Okay, so the Cardinals are done. Astros, Rockies.
2004, 2005.
Dude, the Rockies are crazy. Astros, Rockies has to be a pitcher. Has to be a pitcher. But there's like no pitchers historically from the Rockies. They just have like the worst pitchers ever. Man. I'm so cooked. I don't know these two. I don't know. Can I get like any hints on either? They just one.
But which one do you want?
Give me the Astros Rockies one. That's the one that's really bothering me.
Astros Rockies. How do I even give you a hint on this?
Just like player, like time, like a time, or like if they're a Hall of Famer or not, or if they're a pitcher, left-handed, right-handed. I don't know.
The names on here are disgusting. Like
That's why I asked for that one.
So
Because I actually know the. Oh no, if it was Twins Astros, I would have known it. Ryan Presley was on that.
there's like 3 or 4 that you could get. One of them, I think he's still in the league. He is.
Okay.
And he's been a journeyman.
Mm-hmm.
Not really in the field too much. Big bat.
In the league, big bat, journeyman.
Yeah. Bounced around on a lot of teams.
He bounced
I'm
around a lot,
trying.
too.
I'm
No,
trying to give it.
I'm seeing the vision. I don't have a clue. Can I guess real quick for the Twins and say Luke Voigt on the Twins Rockies? I don't think Luke Voigt was a Rocky, but I feel like it's
Twins
worth a guess.
Rockies. Don't see Luke Voigt.
Okay, just tell me those. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. Those are tough Rockies players, man. Like I can't even think of that many. Like Blackman, Trevor Story, Tulowitzki, Ubaldo Jimenez, like Herman Marquez. Like I don't know. Danielson Lamet. No, he wasn't even one of them. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go down the list of a couple people that you would know on Rockies Astros.
Okay.
Dexter Fowler.
Really? Okay. I didn't know he was an Astro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see.
Dexter Fowler fills out a lot of this board, huh?
Jordan Lyles. Nelson Cruz is the.
He was a Rocky?
He
was an Astro? No, Nelson Cruz is probably the Twins Rockies, right? Yeah.
No, Rockies Astros. Rockies, he was, I guess, 03 and then 2001, 2002. So very short stints.
Yeah, he was there.
Extremely short.
He definitely bounced around.
But Nelson Cruz, Pat Neshek.
I didn't know he was an Astro. Fair enough.
Steve Finley.
He was what in the world?
Yeah.
What in the world? Okay.
And then Rockies Twins.
Yes. I feel like that one was probably easier.
CJ Crone, Alex Colomé.
Yeah. Should have done both of those.
Who else we got?
Those would have been CJ Crone. I should have known.
Justin Morneau.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he was a rookie on the Rockies, huh? Yeah.
He played here in. Bro, there's so many names getting lost on here so easy. 14, 15.
Oh no, he ended his career there. Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah, not too many. Not too many names.
No.
Pat Neshek also.
Pat Neshek also, yeah. Dude, Neshek, I knew was a Rocky, but I don't know why I didn't assume that he was just on any of these teams. What a weird 3 teams, because historically they don't have like great players. So it was always gonna be just like small guys. Except for Morneau, apparently. But okay. Cool. I'm happy I got most of it. Got 7 out of 9. We made it work.
Yeah.
We made it work. That was tough too. Yeah, me tripping for a second with the Cardinals, though. I'm like, wait a second. Stan Musial didn't have 200 hits. He's like the 3rd best lefty hitter ever. How did he not have...
when I searched it earlier, like it just wasn't popping up with any other information other than the 3.
Yeah.
But whatever, you got it. So
we got it. What's the name of this website again?
Immaculate Grid.
Immaculate Grid. If you guys don't do it, it's pretty fun. I don't know if there's any baseball or football, basketball versions of it. If so, I would like to play them. It's stuff like this is cool. You learn when you do it, and that's pretty cool. And it's like it's literally just Wordle, but like, hey, use your knowledge instead of just like knowing words and like kind of guessing them. I don't know. Pretty fun.
I think there is another site, Sporkle.
Sporkle's
has,
great. Sporkle's amazing.
Yeah.
I love me some Sporkle. And if it wasn't gonna take 10 minutes, we would do a Sporkle quiz right now, but it will take 10
There's
minutes.
there's a 2-minute timer on here if you wanna do a quirky little one.
Link
But
it to me real
that's up to
quick.
you.
Link it to me real quick.
Link it to you? Okay, I got
Yeah.
you. This is real time.
This is real
action we
time.
got-
I'm
we
kind of
got
excited
going
for
on
this.
here.
If your screen gets messed up, ignore it. Okay.
Okay.
Not you, but there we go. Everybody knows the Discords now. We've been DOSed. We've been DOSed.
Well, while you're at it, join it.
While you're at it, join a Discord, man. Join a Discord. Okay, let's see if I can get this on the screen real quick. Like if my tech savviness is that good, which it is typically, more times than not. Oh, the ad blocker is crazy. Oh, Hall of Famer grid. Yeah, we can do this. Yeah. Okay. Super real time. I'm gonna put it right over to one that you already have. This is actually really fun. I'm enjoying this. Not a browser source.
This is how we do it over here at Spectators.
Listen, man. You want to do something, you go and do it.
You go and do it.
Oh my god, it's just so large and in charge. Okay, let's crop that down real quick. Shout out to you guys. Again, you're seeing it real time. This is kind of sick. And putting it in that exact spot, BK.
You need me to pull it back up so
No, you're
match
good.
it?
You're good. We're chilling. Okay, we got 2 minutes. We're gonna play this. Mets, Cubs, Blue Jays, Dodgers, White Sox, Braves. I think we can do this one. These are historic teams. I think we can do this one. Or at least mostly, okay? Play quiz. Let's get it. Okay, so let's go. Mets and Dodgers, Mike Piazza.
There we go.
Mets, White Sox. Mets, White Sox. Mets, White Sox. Mets, White Sox.
Mets, White Sox.
There's quite a few. Tom Glavine? Oh no. We'll come back to it. Mets, Braves. That's Tom Glavine.
Yeah.
Cubs, Dodgers. There's plenty of them. Trying to pick one from the haystack off the top is crazy.
Is Jason Hayward Cubs?
Jason
Braves?
Hayward is so.
But this is all of
I don't know how to spell his name. Is it Jason?
This is Hall of Famers though, so.
Oh, it's a Hall of Famer. Oh, well, that clearly
Yeah.
doesn't count. Okay.
Yeah.
Ryan Sandberg. Hall of Famers for the Cubs.
The Hall of Famers makes this tough.
Hall of Famers makes it way tougher. We'll move on for a second. Cubs, White Sox. Cubs, White Sox. Was Frank Thomas? No. I don't think
No,
Ernie Banks.
He didn't play for the Cubs.
I don't think Ernie Banks did either, but it's worth a guess. I can't even think of like Cubs Hall of Famers right now.
Yeah.
Kerry Wood? Is he even a Hall of Famer?
Did Mitty Minoso play for anybody else?
I don't think so. Well, we did pretty poorly. Oh my god, this is crazy. We got 2.
All right, GG's.
Cubs,
Get 'em next time.
Braves. Yeah, give us the answers here. Greg Maddux. I forgot he was a Dodger. Okay, so Tom Seaver, Robbie Alomar. That makes sense. Greg Maddux, Goose Gossage, Ron Santo for okay. Bruce Sutter, Rogers Hornsby was a Brave. Interesting. Ricky and we didn't even get to the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays ones would have been easy. So that sucks. Ricky and Fred McGriff, Frank Thomas and Alomar for the Jays, and Phil Necro McGriff. Yeah, McGriff would have been like my first guess. That would have knocked out two. I did forget Roberto Alomar was a Hall of Famer since he kind of sucks as a person, so I kind of forgot about that. But look at that. I always pulled these up. So Sporkle got some, and they're a pretty good time. So I will be playing more of these right now. Maybe making some TikToks on them. I don't know. I didn't think I'd do this poorly on them though. That's crazy. I wasn't in Hall of Famer mode. Hall of Famer mode.
Yeah, Hall
crazy.
of Famers is tough. And like White Sox Hall of Famers.
It's especially tough because so few people get into the Hall of Fame that like you could just start guessing people. Minnie Minoso's not even in the Hall of Fame.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So there's plenty that we put Jason Hayward. So it would have worked. It would have been great.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's some stuff that we're gonna be doing around here a little bit more often. Just have some fun, interactive stuff and some quizzes and all that. And I think that'll be a good time. We'll wind up posting these too. So if you guys want to see the shortened version of them, you'll see them on the talk, on the reels, and all that good stuff. But with that being said, we are going to hop up out of here. Everybody, make sure you are following at Spectators Media. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe down below. Leave a comment on any Sparkle quizzes or if you got any of these right in real time and think we're stupid, because this one was pretty rough. But, I mean, give me a second where I'm not having to pull it up and we'll probably be a little bit better. But thank you guys again. Have a great rest of your week. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your MLB season leading up to the All-Star game, baby. So take it easy, guys.
Later.